At the beginning of the story, we see a man bleeding in front of a demon. In this world, God is dead. Humanity worships gold and reveres arcane engineering. Eventually, they turn themselves into slaves. The man stood up and raised his sword. He said that this is not fair. As he charged at the demon, it raised its huge sword. The man screamed as he got closer to the demon. When their swords clashed, a huge explosion occurred in the area. The man fell to the ground. This world is actually a game. It is the best post-apocalyptic modern fantasy game. It is known as Arcane Soul. In the real world, we see the owner of the character cursing the game. He referred to the game as a fucking garbage pay-to-win game. This man is Kim Jun-soo. He is a 22-year-old college student. Jun-soo watched as his character known as Warrior Kim screamed out in pain. He was annoyed to see this. He did not know how a poor player like himself was supposed to enjoy the game. The demon walked up to Warrior Kim. It told our boy that he did well for a free-to-play player. With an arrogant smile on his face, the demon said that it must be awful to be our protagonist. The demon is a character known as Rich Heavenly Demon. The demon revealed to our boy that he was actually playing the game on auto mode the entire time. Jun-soo became enraged when he heard this. The Rich Heavenly Demon told him that he actually had fun. He said that he has never seen a free-to-play do so well. Immediately he said this. He attacked Jun-soo mercilessly with his blade. Jun-soo grit his teeth when he saw this. He could not believe that the demon was destroying his character. Jun-soo raised his hand out of anger. While screaming at the top of his voice, the man said that it is not fair that he isn't able to beat a whale despite playing this game for more than 10,000 hours. He said that such overpowered characters are not fair. Jun-soo realized that he is an idiot for wasting time on the shitty game. He decided to do his daily quest so that he can get started with his homework. Our boy is one of those people that do daily quests no matter what. Jun-soo decided to use his free pull. He believed that he was simply going to get another Warrior Kim. To his surprise, a platinum chest came out of the pull. Jun-soo was shocked to see what the chest gave him. Our boy got the Heavenly Demon, which is an SSR rank character. Jun-soo could not believe what he was seeing. He could not believe that he actually pulled out the best character in the whole game. He remembered hearing that the chances of pulling this character is 0.00006%. Jun-soo began to jump on the sidewalk. He could not believe that he got the Heavenly Demon for free. He decided to quickly raise his character's level. He decided to raise it through farming. The fastest way to raise a character in Arcane Soul is to use the characters you have raised as experience points. He decided to use his Warrior Kims to raise the Heavenly Demon. He poured his Warrior Kims into the character. Our boy raised his phone up and said bye to his Warrior Kim characters. Immediately he did this, he stepped foot on the road. He said that he was now an owner of a Heavenly Demon character. The moment he said this, he heard a sound. When he raised his head up, he saw a truck coming close to him. The driver seemed to have lost consciousness. Jun-soo did not understand what was happening. He was very familiar with this weird thing that happens to isekai characters. In the next scene, we see Jun-soo wake up at the hospital. Our boy's leg was wrapped in a cast. Jun-soo raised his body up. He did not understand how he got to a hospital. The moment he thought of this, he got a bad headache. He remembered his awful accident. Our boy could not believe that he got hit by a truck. A nurse steps into his ward and refers to him as Warrior Kim. She asked him if he is all right. She told him that she will call the doctor. Jun-soo did not understand why the woman called him Warrior Kim. When he looked at the name assigned to him in the hospital, he saw Warrior Kim. According to the hospital paper, the reason why he is there is because he had a dislocation and concussion due to an accident. Jun-soo could not believe that he was actually registered as Warrior Kim. He did not know why the hospital would make such a mistake. Our boy said that he already feels guilty about using his Warrior Kims to raise his Heavenly Demon. However, it did not make sense to him that he would become Warrior Kim. When Jun-soo placed his leg down, he felt a horrible level of pain. Our boy screamed in the hospital. A nurse quickly ran into the room. She told him that he is not supposed to move yet. While screaming, Jun-soo said that he feels like he is going to die. When the doctor came into the room, he told our boy that he actually got off lightly for someone who got hit by a truck. Jun-soo was surprised to hear this. The doctor explained to him that they still need to run some tests. He told him that he needs an MRI and a magical vision test. Jun-soo was shocked to hear this. Our boy found it weird that they called him Warrior Kim. Now they are talking about magic. He did not know what was wrong with the people in front of him. At the front desk, we see a nurse calculating Jun-soo's expenses. She told him that he has to pay 22 million won. Our boy could not believe what he was hearing. With a nervous smile on his face, he reminded the nurse that he was only there for 4 days. The woman explained to him that he does not have insurance, so he needs to cover it by himself. Junsu was annoyed to hear this. He reminded her that every Korean citizen has national health insurance. The woman did not seem to know what national health insurance is. She asked him if he does not have Legion insurance or Magic Tower insurance. Junsu could not comprehend what the woman was saying. Before he could yell at her, our boy realized that he had heard these terms before. He remembered the Legion, Megacorp, Magic Tower, and Holy Order. These are the 4 factions that dominate Seoul. It is a setting of arcane Seoul. In a world where God had abandoned humanity, arcane science developed drastically. The polluted earth is full of monsters. Humans modify their bodies in order to survive. The scene shifts and we see Junsu tell the world to fuck itself. Our boy looked at a long alleyway. He became convinced that he was in this horrible world that is difficult to survive in. He placed his hand on his head and screamed. As he slowly walked up the street with his crutches, Junsu remembered that he got injured when he acquired the heavenly demon. He could not believe that he was sent into the body of a tutorial character. He believed that this was divine punishment for dusting off his warrior Kims. In the next scene, we see our boy arrive at his new room. He was shocked to see that the place was even smaller than his old apartment. He did not understand why warrior Kim was so poor. Junsu sat on his bed. He could not believe that he was sick and poor. He did not know what to do. If this world is actually arcane Seoul, events like nuclear wars, dimensional rifts, and revival of the old gods will soon take place. This events will make this place a living hell. Although Junsu did not know how he got into this world, he was certain that he will die if he stays put. While thinking, our boy realized something. He quickly took out a pin. He raised the pin up and placed his hand on his table. His hand began to tremble. Junsu told himself that he needs to confirm something before it is too late. He grit his teeth and stabbed himself in the hand. Our boy began to scream when he took out the pin. While he was screaming, a green energy gathered next to his injury and closed it up for him. Junsu was happy to see this. He already knew that this would happen. A status window appeared in front of him and told him that he has obtained the trait known as wound recovery. There was a reason why Junsu raised countless warrior Kims. Warrior Kim is a free tutorial character. It is the only character without a base trait. However, you can unlock traits and switch them out. This allows users to raise warrior Kims with more freedom than any other character. For someone like Junsu who relied on strategy, warrior Kims are better than higher rarity characters. Due to the fact that our boy was now warrior Kim, he can get any trait as long as he works for it. Junsu took off the bandage on his head. He used the wound recovery to remove the wounds on his body. Arcane Seoul is a world where you will die if you are poor or powerless, or if you run out of luck. Junsu grabbed a bag and said that he will not allow any of this to happen to him. He assured himself that he is going to survive. He reminded himself that he has a lot of knowledge from wasting 10,000 hours on the game as a free-to-play player. Junsu actually managed to rank 9th in the game. With a smile on his face, our boy told himself that he has Warrior Kim's body. In the next scene, we see Junsu at a place called Player Personnel. A man with a cigarette in his mouth asked him if this is truly his first time in his office. Our boy assured him that it is. He explained to the man that he plans to join the mana purification business. Junsu came to this place because he needs money in this crappy game. Since all he has is his body, this is the only job he can do to earn good money. The man placed his leg on his table. He asked Junsu if he really understands what monster clearing entails. This man is the director of player personnel. His name is Choi Seonsu. Our boy assured the man that he is well informed about the job. Seonsu laughed when he heard this. He told him that there is nothing on his certificate. Junsu was aware of how crappy the work is. Contaminated mana is the reason why monsters took over Arcane Seoul. Dungeon clearing is the act of cleaning up trash which emit large amounts of contaminated mana. Unfortunately, extended exposure to mana can result in death, or in some cases, it causes mutation. This is why this job is quite dangerous. Seonsu told our boy that he will assign him to a team once they have enough people. Junsu thanked him. Before our boy left, the man asked him if he is sure about the job. He explained to him that he has seen a lot of people like him who enter this job for the money and return completely empty on the inside. With a smile on his face, Junsu asked the director not to worry. He told him that he will be better than him. Seonsu was surprised to hear this. With a creepy smile on his face, Jun-soo said that working his ass off as a free-to-play player is his expertise. The scene shifts and we see a man with horns ask our boy if he is the shitty newbie that is joining their team. This man's name is Deer. He is the labor leader. Jun-soo told Deer that he came there because he got assigned to the team. Deer was annoyed to hear this. He grabbed our boy's clothes and asked him if the place looks like a playground to him. He told him that he does not see any determination in his eyes. With a look of anger on his face, Deer warned Jun-soo to not beg him to save him when he mutates. He assured him that he will kill him immediately if he spots any signs of mutation. Our boy told him that he will remember this. Jun-soo could not believe that Deer was trying to scare a newbie. He noticed that Deer was the same way in the game. Our boy did not understand why an R-rank character was here. He realized that this was what Deer looked like before awakening. His legs were still normal. One of the laborers ran to Deer and told him that there is no need for him to do this to a newbie. The man reminded him that they are already short on work personnel. This man's name is Hedgehog. He has 5 years of experience as a dungeon cleaner. Deer let go of Jun-soo. He told his teammate that our boy might not be of any help to them. He told him that it will be amazing if Jun-soo is not a nuisance. The man walked forward and told his teammates that they have 4 days to clean up 5 contaminated locations. Our boy was annoyed to see that the bastard was much harsher in reality than in the game. Hedgehog tapped Jun-soo's shoulders and asked him to not be bothered by Deer. He told him that Deer is a nice guy even though he is rough on the outside. The scene shifts and we see the team arrive at their first contaminated center. The men covered their noses when they smelled the rotten smell the building was giving off. One of them said that he will never get used to the horrible smell. The men were holding shovels in their hands. Deer turned around and informed the men that he is going to open the door. He asked them to get ready. Immediately he said this. The man used his access card to open the door. The moment they stepped in, he ordered his men to get in position. The men saw hundreds of contaminated slimes. These are low-ranked monsters. The basis of cleaning up contaminated mana and monsters is contaminated slime. Although they are weak in combat, the reason why they are difficult to kill is because they won't die until you find the little mana core somewhere in their body. When one of the men attacked the monster, it split its body and returned back to normal. The men struggled to kill the monsters. Even though they knew that they were supposed to find the mana core, they did not know how to find it. They knew that they will be exposed to contaminated mana if the fight drags on. While the men were struggling to escape the slimes, Jun-soo ran to help. One of them asked him to stay back. Our boy took out his shovel and jumped. The man was shocked to see Jun-soo aiming at him. Our boy told the man that he is not taking responsibility for what happens. The moment he said this, he landed on the ground and used the shovel to attack the monster. Surprisingly, Jun-soo managed to attack the slime on its core. The monster burst apart when its core got destroyed. The man fainted before he could see what happened. He assumed that our boy was going to destroy his balls. With a smile on his face, Jun-soo said that it is time for him to get warmed up. Our boy ran to the monsters. He located their mana cores easily and managed to destroy them without any effort. Jun-soo tore through the monsters like they were nothing. Everyone was shocked to see this. One of the men said that he is killing all the slimes in one strike. The men did not know how this was possible. This was possible for only Jun-soo. 2 days earlier, we see Jun-soo searching the playground for something. A child asked his mom to tell him why our boy is acting weird. Our boy was certain that the thing he is looking for should be around there. After searching for a while, our boy found 501 on the ground. The moment he found this, he obtained a trait known as treasure hunting. Jun-soo was happy to see that he got Warrior Kim's most important trait. He was so happy to see that he had gotten 501. The boy's mom covered his eyes and asked him to walk forward before something happens. Before monster cleaning, Jun-soo learned a few important things while gathering some necessary traits. In the next scene, we see our boy vomit into a dustbin. He was at a garbage center. After vomiting, he obtained contamination resistance. This was the hardest trait to obtain. The first thing Jun-soo learned was that traits are gotten in the same way as the game. As long as certain conditions are satisfied, the trait will be obtained. The second thing he learned is that you can only have a total of 6 traits. You can switch between the traits you have earned whenever you want. The treasure hunt trait allows a person to find their opponent's weakness. Thanks to this trait, our boy is able to see the mana cores. Jun-soo managed to beat the biggest slime in the building. The slime rose up and burst. Deer asked his teammates to be careful not to get hit. After taking care of the monster, Jun-soo turned around. He said that his hard work paid off. With a creepy smile on his face, our boy said that Warrior Kim's labor specialty is amazing. With his contamination resistance trait, our boy gains resistance against contaminated mana. The scene shifts and we see the team in a bus. Junsu seemed exhausted. Even with the help of the traits, it was still tiring to work all day. Hedgehog moved close to Junsu. With a smile on his face, he told him that they are able to go home early because of him. The man told Junsu that it was amazing to see him work. He asked him if he is waiting to awaken like deer. Junsu explained to him that he simply knows how to shovel thanks to his military experience. With a smile on his face, Hedgehog told him that he is amazing. While he was talking, Junsu noticed that Hedgehog had grown horns on his head. He realized that Hedgehog mutation symptoms are getting worse. It was obvious that the man had been exposed to too much contaminated mana. Junsu made the man understand that he does not look good. He asked him to get some rest tomorrow. Hedgehog told our boy that he would rather become a mutant than face his debt collectors. Junsu was not surprised to hear this. He knew that there weren't many reasons why people would take on this kind of job. For days later, we see some of the men puking after finishing their jobs. Junsu was still quite strong. The others were tired because they had been working for days. Hedgehog was also vomiting. The man's symptoms had become worse. Junsu knew that this would happen. This is why he asked him not to push himself too hard. Deer walked up to Junsu. He told our boy that he looks ready to go. He asked him if he is so energetic because he is young. While smoking a cigarette, Deer told him that he never expected him to do his part. He commended Junsu on his hard work. With a smile on his face, Junsu told the man that they were able to finish thanks to the efforts of everyone. Thanks to the new trait he earned while monster cleaning, our boy's work became easy for him. Junsu noticed that Deer was holding on well. He wondered if it is because he is a R-rank character. Deer sat on the ground and said that he is tired. While looking at Deer, Junsu heard someone screaming. He quickly turned around. He saw Hedgehog screaming. The man's mutation was increasing rapidly. The other teammates gathered around him to see if he is okay. One of them told him that something is wrong with his spine. Deer quickly ran to Hedgehog. He asked him to hold on. He told him that they will get out of here now. Unfortunately for him, Hedgehog seemed to have lost his mind. He pushed everyone aside and caused a huge explosion. Junsu was shocked to see this. When the dust cleared up, Hedgehog had fully transformed into a huge mutant. He became a Hedgehog mutant. Junsu could tell that the man had lost his sanity. He knew that they could not get out of here if they did not defeat him. Since all the traits our boy has are specialized for monster cleaning, there is nothing that can help in combat. Junsu realized that they were screwed. Hedgehog used his huge hand to slap our boy. Junsu was sent flying. His body got slammed to the ground. He spat out some blood. Junsu was shocked to see the power difference between them. He realized that he might die here. Immediately he thought of this. He obtained the endurance trait. Junsu realized that he still had his traits. He realized that it was too early for him to give up. In order to survive, he had to think of a way to defeat the monster in front of him. Junsu decided to delete some traits. He added strength to his list. He added mana heart to help him control mana and endurance to reduce all damage taken. Mana absorption allows him to absorb mana, and deep respiration grants him higher mana regeneration. The final trait he added was contamination resistance. After selecting his traits, Junsu stood up and took a stance. Hedgehog growled and ran to him. Our boy activated his strength trait. The trait amplifies power by over 10-fold. He added the trait to his shovel. He used it to hit Hedgehog on the head. The monster was sent flying. Junsu was happy to see what he had done. He believed that he can face this mutant. While he was in the air, the Hedgehog rolled his body together. Our boy was surprised to see this. Hedgehog rushed to attack him. Junsu did not know what he was looking at. As he got close to our boy, he jumped up. Junsu could not believe what he was seeing. The monster landed on him and buried him in the ground. After doing this, Hedgehog stepped back. To his surprise, Junsu jumped out of the ground. Our boy had used the endurance trait to block the attack. The endurance trait amplifies defense by over 10-fold. Even with the trait, our boy still felt a lot of pain. Although he was in pain, Junsu knew that he would die if he stopped now. He moved close to the monster and began to attack furiously. He had no choice but to keep attacking. Hedgehog bent his spine and aimed it at Junsu. He fired one of his spine at our boy. Junsu barely managed to dodge it. Hedgehog did not give him the time to react. He began to fire multiple spines at him. Our boy could not block the attacks. The spines went into his skin. He fell to the ground. Junsu told himself that he needs to do a little more. Instead of lying on the ground, our boy stood up and rushed to attack the monster. The moment he landed a blow on Hedgehog, his hand shattered into several pieces. Our boy screamed out in pain. Hedgehog grit his teeth and fired multiple spines at Junsu. The spines took out his other hand. He screamed out in pain. When he fell to the ground, the monster put its hands together. Junsu grit his teeth to withstand the pain. He realized that he can't win with Warrior Kim's body. Hedgehog pounded our boy with his fist. The scene shifts and we are taken to the past. We see Junsu playing Arcane Soul on his phone. With a smile on his face, Junsu asked the monsters to come at him. He said that he will defeat them all with Warrior Kim. Back when he was playing the game, everything was easy. All he needed was a single click to hunt down monsters. He never thought about how the character would feel. He simply pushed the character into extremities under the pretext of efficient training. Now Junsu understood that it takes suffering to obtain a mediocre trait. The scene shifts and we are taken back. We see our boy block Hedgehog's punch with his hand. He gave Hedgehog a punch that sent him flying. Junsu obtained a trait known as mutant muscle. His arms were as big as Hedgehog's own and he had spines on them. Our boy had come to understand that there is no way to win in this game without paying a price. Hedgehog got slammed to the ground. The reason why Junsu attacked recklessly is to get a trait that is obtainable when surpassing the limit with mana heart and strength traits activated. Hedgehog stood up and rushed to attack our boy. Junsu blocked the monster's punch with his arm. He began to attack the monster fiercely. Hedgehog had to put his hand together to block the attacks. Our boy dared him to hit him. Hedgehog covered his fist with his spines and slammed Junsu to the ground. Our boy spat out some blood. He realized that the monster had not been using its full strength. After putting some holes into our boy, the monster stepped back. To his surprise, Junsu's body began to move weirdly. Our boy stood up. His body was much bigger. He obtained a trait known as mutant body. With a smile on his face, Junsu told the monster that he has grown stronger thanks to him. Hedgehog ran to attack him. The two of them locked hands and tried to suppress each other. Junsu told him that they are now on equal footing. While they were fighting, Deer woke up. He did not know why everywhere was so noisy. When the man looked up, he saw our boy and the mutant fighting. He was shocked to see Junsu fighting. He wondered if he is a superhuman. He could not believe that a human was fighting on equal footing against a mutant. Our boy and Hedgehog knocked each other back. The two of them slammed themselves to the ground. Although he was now the same size as the mutant, the fight was not still easy. Junsu realized that he will soon be at a disadvantage. The mutant stood up and screamed. It still had a lot of energy. Our boy had another method he could use. He did not want to use it because it is a bit dangerous. However, he no longer has any choice. Hedgehog rolled himself and rushed to attack our boy. Junsu activated his contamination resistance trait. The trait helps him to develop a resistance to contaminated mana. Our boy realized that he had to believe in himself. He asked the system to delete the trait. Immediately he deleted the trait. His body began to transform. His skin turned red and his body became bigger. He transformed into a mutant before Hedgehog reached him. Our boy had fully transformed. A magic circle appeared next to his head. He screamed in this magic circle and released a large amount of energy. Hedgehog had to defend himself with his hand. Unfortunately for him, it was not enough. The attack knocked him out. Deer was shocked to see what was standing in front of him. Junsu looked like a cooler version of Red Hulk. Deer could not believe that he became a mutant while fighting against one. He did not know how such a thing was possible. This particular trait is known as mutant. While on his knees, Deer turned around. He realized that he needed to get out of there. Before he could get far, Deer heard Junsu growl. When he looked up, he saw his hand coming at him. Deer closed his eyes out of fear. To his surprise, nothing happened. When he opened his eyes, he saw our boy in his human form. Deer was shocked to see this. Junsu fell to the ground. While breathing heavily, he said that he did it. If a person is in possession of mutant muscles and mutant body, and the person deletes contamination resistance, the person will get mutant. The common belief is that once you turn into a mutant, you cannot change back, but our boy knew otherwise. He knew that he would be able to change the trait as long as he could think reasonably for a little bit. Because he was able to think for a little time, Junsu was able to switch out mutant for corruption resistance. While he was resting, our boy thinks about the fact that he felt as if his bones were moving around. He hoped that he never had to use this skill again. After resting for a while, our boy stood up and walked up to the mutant. He saw a mana core on top of its mouth. When he picked it up, the system told him that he has obtained a level 1 mana core. Junsu began to smile like a crazy person. He told himself that the fight was worth it. He was quite happy that he got into the cleaning job. While he was cheering, Deer and the other teammates walked up to him. Deer asked him if he is all right. The men had stern looks on their faces. Deer reminded Junsu that he became a mutant. He asked him to tell him how he is normal. Our boy did not like this. He did not want any strange rumors about him to circulate. He explained to Deer that he gambled on the chance that he will return to normal. He told him that he was extremely lucky. Deer did not believe this. He had never heard of anyone being so lucky. Before he could ask more questions, Junsu gave him a large amount of mana cores. The man was surprised to see this. Junsu turned around and said that he is going to get some fresh air. The other men were shocked to see the amount of level 0 cores which our boy gave their leader. Junsu believed that the men will keep his secret because he saved their lives and gave them some mana cores. The scene shifts and we are taken to the director's office. With a gentle smile on his face, Seonsu told our boy that he heard about the hardship he went through. Junsu told him that it was simply a small amount of hard work. He did not understand why the director was kissing his ass. Seonsu explained to him that he should have told him that he was a superhuman. He assured him that they could have gotten him a proper job. Junsu found it funny that the director thought that he is a superhuman. In Arcane Soul, a superhuman awakens an ability that allows them to obtain powerful mana. In a world where strength is power and authority, superhumans are basically nobles. Our boy was not surprised to see that the director thought of this. Only superhumans can defeat mutants. Seonsu placed his hand in his pocket and told Junsu that he wants to pay him for the cleanup. The man brought out a big fat bag. Our boy decided to allow him think that he is a superhuman. Seonsu explained to him that they will be taken 20% from the total of 50 million won. He told him that he is supposed to receive 5 million won after the money is shared among the team. However, the director decided to do things differently. He revealed to him that they will only be taking 5% out of his share. He told him that he will also get a bonus. The director gave Junsu 12 million won. Our boy was shocked to see the amount. Junsu began to smile weirdly. Seonsu said that he hopes to continue working with him. Our boy was happy to be seen as a superhuman. He walked out of the office with his cash in a bag. He wondered how he was going to spend the money. Immediately he came out. Someone told him that he looks like he is in a good mood. The man said that he must have gotten paid a lot of money. Our boy reminded the man that they just finished a job. He remembered the man as one of the people that he worked with. The man explained to him that he actually came to ask for a favor. Junsu immediately hid his bag of money. The man revealed to him that his wife is actually sick. He asked Junsu if he can lend him some money. He apologized for asking for such a favor when they only worked together once. Our boy knew that it is not a good idea to help someone you don't know in this world. No one knows when the man will backstab him. The man bowed his head and begged Junsu. It was already hard for our boy to support himself. However, he was not a heartless person. He grabbed the man's hand and asked him to get up. He reminded him that he is older. With a smile on his face, Junsu gave the man some level 0 mana cores. He asked him to manage it. The scene shifts and we see the same man laughing like someone who had just scammed a person. The man called Junsu a dumbass. He could not believe that our boy helped him simply because he pretended to be some poor old man. The bastard was with the rest of the team. Deer asked the man if Junsu is new to this kind of things. The man said that he would have gotten more if he said his child was sick too. The ungrateful pig explained to Deer that he is annoyed that our boy got more money than them. He told them that the director gave them trash and gave our boy some parts of their shares. Deer laughed and said that Junsu is not even a superhuman. He said that they need to teach him a lesson. The man asked him if he has an idea. With a smile on his face, Deer called Junsu a silly little idiot. He said that our boy must have some kind of strange ability. He crushed the mana cores. With a creepy smile on his face, Deer told his teammates that they need to teach Junsu how scary the world can be. In the next scene, we see Junsu at a hotel spa. He was getting a massage. He was quite happy that he got paid. He never knew that he would see the day where he could get a massage at a place like this. He said that the game is better than reality. Immediately he said this, he felt some pain in his arm when the masseur pressed it. The pain was quite much. Even though Junsu spent 3 days resting at this hospital, he was still feeling some pain in his arm. Our boy realized that he needs to think twice before using any mutant-related traits. Changing traits is not as omnipotent as Junsu thought. His body changes depending on the trait, and the severity of the side effects increases the more his body changes. The problem Junsu had was that he was not certain if he can survive in this world after limiting his traits. While looking through the glass, our boy saw something. He saw a man with some tattoos under a shade. The man had his subordinates next to him. Junsu realized that this was the Iron Fist gang. He could not believe that they were still going around the city with their unique air of arrogance. Arcane Soul is actually dominated by local gangs rather than by law. This is expected because there are too many monsters around, and people have to depend on superhumans. Even though he managed to survive the incident, Junsu knew that it would be stupid for him to depend on his traits in this dangerous place. With a scary smile on his face, our boy said that everything comes down to items. The scene shifts and we see Junsu at a store. The store owner asked him if he came to sell something. He revealed to her that he came to sell some monster byproducts. The woman took a careful look at our boy. She noticed that he looked rough and poor. She told him that they do not buy level 0 mana cores. Junsu assured her that he is aware. He put his hand into his bag and took out a blue marble. The woman was shocked to see this. She could not believe that she was looking at a level 2 mana core. Junsu asked her to take a look at it. He was actually quite happy to see the woman surprised. He realized that his hard work in the hotel room paid off. Junsu fused the level 1 core and the other cores that he had to get a level 2 mana core. The price of a core differs depending on the level. A single level 2 mana core should be worth more than a large amount of level 0 cores. The woman paid Junsu 4.7 million won for the core. He thanked her and accepted the money. He asked the woman if she sells weapons or armors. With a smile on her face, the woman told him that she does. She asked him to follow her to the back. When he arrived in the room, he began to smile. He told the woman that they have everything in this place. All the basic items he used in the game were available here. The woman asked him to take his time. Like a child that has just received a toy, Junsu told her that he will enjoy himself. He was very excited to gear up. In the next scene, we see Junsu walking home with a large amount of guns in his bag. Now that he had acquired weapons, our boy finally felt like he was playing Arcane Soul. While he was walking, someone calls him. When he turned around, he saw a young lady with a cap on her head. The woman asked him if he is a mercenary. She told him that she needs some help. Junsu told her that he is not a mercenary. He asked her to look for someone else. She placed her hand into her bag and took out a bundle of cash. She explained to Junsu that she is here on a business trip, but the Iron Fist gang keeps scaring her. She asked him if he can protect her on her way to her lodging. Junsu could not believe that the woman was offering 500,000 won for a bodyguard job. It felt like one of his daily quests. Our boy decided to try it since he was geared up. He placed his hand on her shoulder and said that he could not ignore a lady in danger. He turned around and asked her to follow him. The woman was very happy to hear this. In the next scene, we see Junsu and the woman walking up a shady neighborhood. Rain was drizzling in the area. The woman told him that they are almost there. Junsu did not understand why the woman was staying in such a shady place. There wasn't a single ant in sight. The woman turned to a corner and told our boy that her place is after the corner. Before Junsu could turn into the corner, the woman told him that he is almost there. She asked him to quickly follow her. Our boy told her that everywhere is quite dark. While struggling to see where the woman was, Junsu acquired the night vision trait. He was surprised to see that he actually got a trait. When he used the trait, he saw the woman holding a gun in the dark. She pointed the gun at him. She never expected Junsu to be so cautious. Our boy was surprised to see the woman holding a gun. He quickly realized that this was a trap. Immediately he took a step back. He hit something. When our boy turned around, he saw Deer. He was with their other teammates. With a smile on his face, the man asked him to tell him where he is going. He told our boy that it is nice to see him again in this situation. While looking around, Junsu asked Deer to tell him what he did to deserve this. The man told him that he was simply a gullible bastard. Before he could say more, our boy threw away his bag and ran. Deer was shocked to see this. He called him a scoundrel. He could not believe that Junsu would run away after starting a conversation. He ordered the woman to shoot him. The woman quickly shot Junsu. Unfortunately for our boy, he had not gotten far. The bullet hit him in his shoulder. He fell to the ground. Deer was annoyed to see this. He told the woman that she was supposed to shoot his leg. The woman reminded him that Junsu did not get away. Deer noticed that our boy's body was disfigured. He realized that he might be dead. He said that Junsu returned to being human after becoming a mutant. The woman revealed to him that some mages would be willing to buy his dead body. Deer told her that they would have gotten more money if he was captured alive. One of the men said that they need to loot his bags and equipment first. Deer told the man that he is right. He asked him to do it. The moment he said this, he noticed that Junsu was no longer lying on the ground. Everyone was shocked to see this. Deer asked them to tell him where Junsu went. Immediately he said this. Someone broke a street light and knocked one of the men out. Everyone did not know what was happening. Deer said that Junsu might still be alive, while using his night vision trait to see in the dark. Our boy said that he cannot die to someone who repays kindness with betrayal. Junsu equipped strength, vigor, endurance, mana heart, night vision, and mana recovery. Fortunately for Junsu, he wore a bulletproof vest before exiting the store. The bullet hit the vest. Our boy still fell to the ground. Thanks to the vest, he was able to obtain a trait that he needed. The trait is known as playing dead. While trying to see in the dark, Deer and his teammates began to panic. The man asked them to tell him where our boy is. The moment he said this, Junsu appeared next to him. He asked him if he is looking for him. Our boy rushed to attack him. He told Deer that he will be taking his life since he saved him. Immediately he said this, he hit Deer in his face. The man fell to the ground. He quickly stood up and rushed to attack Junsu with his leg. Our boy dodged the attack. He punched Deer in his face and told him that he is supposed to be grateful to him. He asked him if he still believes that it is the right thing to try and kill your savior. Before the man fell to the ground, Junsu put his leg above his head. Before he could crush Deer's head, the woman fired her gun. She did not seem to know where Junsu was. She simply fired based on instinct. She asked Deer if he is okay. Our boy noticed that the bullet grazed him. He realized that he got careless. In Arcane Soul, the scariest thing isn't monsters or mutants, it is humans. Junsu placed his hand into his pocket. He realized that he was too naive and he trusted people easily. He took out a gun from his pocket. He told himself that he will never make this same mistake again. He fired a shot at the woman and knocked the gun out of her hand. He fired another shot at one of the men. He shot him in his shoulder. The two of them were incapacitated. After taking care of them, Junsu realized that he needed to kill Deer to be safe. Immediately he thought of this. He saw Deer behind him. The man tried to hit him in his head. Our boy was shocked to see his legs coming close to his face. Although his gun got knocked out of his hand, Junsu managed to still block the attack by putting his hand together. Our boy noticed that Deer no longer had any legs. His legs had transformed into hooves. Deer had now awakened. He was now a level 1 superhuman. Junsu could not believe that the man managed to go through superhuman awakening while he was down. He could not believe that someone gave this game such an annoying setting. Since all playable characters are able to go through superhuman awakening, it's considered the basic growth system of this game. In Arcane Soul, a level 1 superhuman is strong enough to threaten an ordinary civilian holding an automatic rifle. Deer told our boy that he will kill him. Junsu quickly stepped back when he heard this. He could not believe that he had to deal with a superhuman with an ordinary body. Before he could do anything, Deer disappeared in front of him. Our boy was shocked to see this. The trait which Deer possesses are stereoscopic movement and kicking. Stereoscopic movement allows the user to use his incredible leg elasticity to move freely in any direction. Deer used this trait to climb the building wall next to Junsu. Our boy was shocked to see the man above him. Deer quickly jumped. Junsu managed to dodge the man's attack by moving to the side. Deer destroyed the ground when he landed. He was annoyed to see that Junsu managed to dodge his attack. He quickly rushed to attack him. He assured him that he will not be able to dodge this attack. His leg actually managed to hit our boy. The man was happy to see this. Junsu told him that he never had any intention of dodging the attack. Deer was shocked to hear this. The moment he said this, we see that our boy managed to block the attack with a baton. With a smile on his face, he referred to Deer as a stupid animal. Junsu was happy that he bought an expendable baton. While he was looking at the items in the store, our boy wondered if he should buy a gun. This is because Warrior Kim is a warrior class character. Even if he was to become stronger, there is a limit to how effective he can wield a gun. Junsu decided to buy a warrior class weapon in case something happens. He chose to buy the baton. Each character has weapons and traits that are more effective for their class. This is why our boy needs to use a close-range weapon and traits that are fit for a warrior in order to defeat this greedy bastard. Deer took his leg off the baton. Junsu immediately stretched out the baton. He rushed to attack the man. He slammed the baton on the man. Deer fell to the ground. Our boy acquired a trait known as Strike when he did this. Junsu was happy to see this. This was his first class-specific trait. He began to attack Deer more fiercely. Fortunately for the man, He was fast enough to dodge the attacks. The moment he saw an opening, he rushed to attack Junsu with his leg. When our boy saw the man's leg coming towards him, he wondered if he should dodge it. Junsu grit his teeth. He told himself that he cannot stop after coming this far. He said that he needs to keep attacking even if he breaks a bone. He used his hand to block Deer's leg and slammed his baton on the man's leg. Although he blocked the attack, it was still quite painful. Junsu's baton began to release some energy. He obtained a trait known as combo. Our boy was happy to see this. The best warrior class trait build for early stages is strike and combo. Junsu activated the two traits and began to attack the man mercilessly. Deer could only receive the attacks. He begged Junsu to stop. Our boy used the baton to hit him in the chest when he said this. Deer screamed out in pain and fell to the ground. Junsu raised his hand up and began to shout. He could not believe that he defeated and awakened. While he was screaming, he felt an odd sensation in his body. Junsu did not know what was happening. His entire body was filled with pain. Yet he could feel something else brimming from within. While he was struggling to get a hold of himself, he understood what was happening. His body caused a huge explosion. When the dust cleared up, we see a golden energy cover Junsu's body. He was surprised to see this. The day which our boy learned the cruel truth of arcane soul was the day he awakened. He was now a level 1 superhuman. Guys, we have come to the end of our video. If you guys want more of this recap, let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button for more recaps. See you guys later.